Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're setting up my reading journal for the year of 2021. So if you've seen my previous video where I set up my life journal for the same year, then you'll know that this year, to make my life a bit easier, I decided to pick a recurrent theme for the whole year and plan ahead each monthly theme, and that was Disney. So for each month I've picked a different movie to base my spreads around. I've already picked and laid out all of my themes for the year on my life journal, and I'm just going to use the exact same movies on my reading journal. So today we're going to set up the few spreads that I've got at the beginning of my reading journal before I get started with my monthly spreads. So what you see me set up here is my Hall of Fame. Essentially what it is at the end of the year I go through all of the books and mangas I've read, all of the movies, anime series that I've watched, and I pick my favorite out of all of them, and then I print out a copy of the poster or the cover and I glue it on here. So it doesn't look very impressive now, but trust me, it looks beautiful by the end of it. So moving on to the next spread, we've got my bookcase, and this is where I record every book that I've read throughout the entire year. I write the titles down on the book bindings and then I colour it in with a coloured pencil where each colour represents a star rating from 1 to 5. Now, my star ratings are very personal, very subjective, and they don't often mean anything because I keep changing my mind. So really it's more like a loose guideline for me, so I know where I'm standing with all the books I own and have read. It doesn't mean because I've given it a low rating that I think it's a rubbish book and that I hate it and will never pick it up again. And it also doesn't mean that because I've given it a high rating that I think it's a masterpiece of literature and everyone should worship it. Not at all. As I said, it's a very subjective, very personal rating system, and it is really just for myself. So sit back and enjoy watching me draw some books. And thanks to the wonders of video editing, this all got done in 2 seconds flat. Now the last shelf I decided to leave it for my color key for my star ratings that I mentioned previously, as well as doing a total book count for the first time this year, which I'll count it up at the end of the year and fill it out. I'm curious to see how many books I'll read this year, seeing as last year I didn't really get that many done. Now, I don't know how many book bindings I ended up drawing here, but looking at it now, I'm guessing far more than I'll probably need this year. But I'd always rather have more and not need them all rather than the other way around. So, there we go. So for this page right next to it, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it, so for the time being I've decided to just give it a cute little red frame with my washi tape and leave it blank for now. I'm thinking I'll either put a cute bookish quote from Disney there, or maybe I'll print out some of my favorite series and movies from the year and glue them on there. I'm not sure, so for now it stays blank. Now the next two spreads are my stats, and there's really nothing special about these. I just like to keep track of how many books I read in each topic and with each star rating. And right next to it you've got my suggestions page, because I get lots of suggestions from everywhere around me and I keep losing track of them. Now, my topics have stayed the same since I was a kid, and when I was a kid, I couldn't care less if a book was a romance, a YA fantasy, or whatnot. I cared about the content of it. I cared whether or not it was about werewolves, witches, and whatnot. So they've been the same ever since, and yes, don't judge me, it's practically useless for everybody else, but I am just fine with the way it's set up. And now for the final flip through. Enjoy! And that is all. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!